everybody. This is Lady Sweetheart, and welcome back to the Disney Princess Challenge. So as you can see, we are right back where we were with James and Cynda on their honeymoon. It is about 10 o'clock the next morning, and James is making himself and Cynda some breakfast because they are both pretty hungry. And I feel like since we've more or less completed the Cinderella gen, Cynda doesn't have to do all the cooking and cleaning anymore. And I mean, who doesn't love a man that will cook breakfast for you? So obviously today, the big objective is we need to make a baby Tiana. Well, Cynda and James need to make a baby Tiana. We're just here to watch, but not like that. Wow, this intro is going great here, isn't it? Anyway, that's our big objective today, is to get them to have a little baby. And since they're on their honeymoon, I figure it shouldn't be that difficult to do. Something tells me these two are going to want to cooperate. So basically, by the end of this episode, it is my goal to get you a baby Tiana. So since we are on the Tiana gen, why don't we go ahead and just take a look really quick at the rules for this generation. So this is where we're in a little bit of a predicament, and I'll talk about that with you guys here in a little bit, but the Tiana gen, it says the only way to get what you want in this world is through hard work. Your family has barely accomplished anything over the past 2 generations. I don't know if that's quite fair to Cynda and Nivea, but it says, and you're here to change that. The story begins when Tiana becomes a young adult. Tiana must have the ambitious trait, which, you know, that suits her really well, so that's cool. Father must die before the end of young adult. So we're going to have to say goodbye to James at some point before she becomes a young adult, which kind of breaks my heart, quite honestly. She must have a food aspiration, and she must marry a sim with green. This can be hair, eyes, skin, etc. And this is where I feel like whoever developed the challenge didn't put a lot of thought into this part. So basically the Cinderella gen ends here, you know, after she gets married, she starts having kids, but then the Tiana gen doesn't really start until she's a young adult. So we've got this whole big gap between now and when we can start having Tiana fulfill all of the things that she needs to do for her gen. And yes, of course, these two are woohooing. They're on their honeymoon. Plus, as I said, we need a baby Tiana. So I hope you guys can deliver.
A few moments later.
Cynda wants to clean. It's your honeymoon, girl. Why don't you guys go down to the beach or something instead? I mean, you're right next to it. I wonder if they can come and get a tan. Yes, they can. We're gonna have them sunbathe in their swimwear because even though it's their honeymoon, you know, there are still other people that could possibly come on this public beach here. I'm such a mean sim controller, like they're on their honeymoon and I'm making them run. Okay, that's more like it. Now you all get to relax. But as I was saying, there's this whole big gap. So what I was thinking was, and you can let me know if you're okay with this, I thought maybe what we could do is 1 episode per life stage for Tiana. Like obviously this one will hopefully have her and she'll be born, and then in the next episode we can have her be a toddler, and then have 1 episode for her as a child, 1 episode as a teen. You kind of get where I'm going with this. And what I thought we would do too in the meantime is, since we'll just kind of be having life with this family here, which, you know, after everything we've done is going to be kind of nice, I feel. Oh, I should probably pay attention so they don't get burnt, huh? Whoops, just chatting away. Never have had a sim get sunburnt yet, but I don't usually do this while I'm recording. So as you guys know, I get really distracted when I have to talk to y'all and do stuff. So yeah, what I was thinking too is, in addition to just life with the family, I guess James is going to do all the work. I thought maybe we could use this. I thought maybe we could use that time too in those episodes to catch up with some of Cynda's family. Like there's still things that I want to do with like Doc and with Gavin, you know, hopefully we can get him and Ara to get married. We wanted to fix up Serena with Prince Felix. So I thought maybe we could use that as things to do. I don't want to say filler for those episodes, but kind of. Hopefully you all are okay with that idea. I did also want to take the time to thank all of you for showing me so much love. These guys are so cute. On the premiere. I was literally so afraid that like I would get there and nobody would show up. But so many of you showed up, and some of you even popped in to say, hey, like I can't stay, but I just wanted to say hi. That meant so much to me. Like I was just beaming the whole rest of the day. You guys really made my day. So I just wanted to thank you for that and let you know that meant a lot to me. I know. But we really need a baby Tiana, guys. And oh my goodness, look at this beautiful sunset. I mean, it couldn't be a more romantic atmosphere to try to work on a baby. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful here. So since they weren't that hungry, instead of sending them out to a restaurant, what I thought I would do is I just sent them out here to the lounge in Tartosa for some drinks and a little bit of dancing under the stars. So far, these two are having a really lovely honeymoon. So it's the next morning. It is the final day of the honeymoon. And of course, these two want to start it off right. And I'm not going to stop them. We need a baby Tiana. But I thought what I would do today is I placed a spa in Tartosa. Tartosa just gives me major like spa vibes. I just feel like it would be a great place to have a spa. And then maybe we'll send them out to dinner tonight since it's their final day of their honeymoon. All right, so Cynda is clutching her stomach. She's not all that hungry. Oh my goodness. She's throwing up. This could be good. Not for Cynda, but for us. Oh, sweetie, I hate to give you flashbacks of your time in the castle, but you're going to have to clean that. Because that's disgusting. All right, so they are now at the spa, and I feel like the spa workers just showed up for work. I do believe that whoever created the spa did create it solely for Tartosa. It is very pretty, and it definitely has like this spa type of atmosphere, but whoa, is that music loud. So I figured we'd go ahead and let them get a massage together because of course you would want a massage on your honeymoon, right? So I think they're finishing up the massage, or at least James is finished with his. I had thought about having Cynda get like a pedicure, a manicure or something. Oh, okay, this is the right chair. I wasn't sure. And then James, what's something you can do? This is a really small spa, so there's not quite that many things to do. You can always relax in the hot springs. There we go. So I don't know about all of you, but like my favorite part of a pedicure, honestly, is the massage chairs. Like my favorite place to get a pedicure, they have the best massage chairs. Like, yeah, I like get my toes done too. That part's nice, but my favorite is definitely the massage. It does such a good job. Like I'm sore the next day. It's a legitimate massage. It's nice too to be able to send Cynda and James out for a trip like this because after they get back, life is going to be quite different for them. You know, it isn't going to be a royal life anymore. So this is sort of their last chance to enjoy that. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're pink. They look super pretty. She did a good job. So I think I am going to send them out for a nice dinner soon. But you know, these two just have to enjoy the hot springs before they go. And hey, we don't know yet whether she's pregnant or not. I could have her take a test, but I sort of like the suspense of just finding out from the game. So to finish off their honeymoon, I decided to send them out to this restaurant in Tartosa. Of course, it's been claimed by other diners. The tables I want have always been claimed by other diners. I don't know if that happens to all of you, but that always seems to happen to me. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I think guys, look, hopefully you caught it. I tried to get the camera there as fast as I could, but I think we might have a Tiana on the way. Also, Doc's girlfriend is here. Hopefully she's not here with some other... Oh, she's here with Doc. I was about to say, I hope she's not here with some other guy, because if you remember the last time we sent Sims here, because this is the same place Cynda took her wedding party, Queen Felicia was here with some guy we didn't recognize, but I think that was like queendom business. Anyway, let's focus back on these two, because it's not Doc and Crystal's honeymoon. It's James and Cynda's honeymoon. And I think that they got here right at the perfect time, because the sun is about to set and it looks so gorgeous here. And I feel like we're getting close to our 2 days, so I'm surprised it hasn't popped up saying we're kicked off the vacation yet, but we'll see.
A few moments later.
Oh! I think yes! Eating for two! Congratulations! Cinderella is expecting. Yay! So we know Tiana is on her way. Oh my gosh, all on her own, she decided to share the big news with him. I've never seen Sims autonomously share the big news. They must be just as excited as I am about this. I do, though, want to make sure I'm actually, because I want to end with Tiana being born, and because since she didn't take a pregnancy test, she technically should be in her second trimester, because if we had had her take a test right away, it would have started. So hopefully that makes sense. And you know what I'm saying. So she's in the second trimester, and perfect, it is a girl. We don't need to change that at all. I try not to mess with the genders of the babies, but like, obviously in this case, we need this to be a girl. But let's see if James has any buffs. Oh yeah, big news, ecstatic after hearing about a new family member. Because we know with James, like we learned this about him when Cynda and he were starting their friendship, but James is a big family person. So I think these two are just super stoked to be starting their little family together. They've sort of decided to do things like the really hard way, because like, you know, not only are they stepping back from royalty and from basically all the money they could ever ask for, but they're also starting a family at the same time. I think some of that's probably naivete, because they do both come from a royal background. Cynda not directly, because like she grew up in the cottage, but Nivea had grown up in the castle, and Nivea had a lot of money, so they never had, neither one of them ever had to worry about that sort of thing. So I think they're probably just a little bit naive about what a struggle it's going to be. And I obviously feel like both of their parents would be the types that would step up and help out if they got in a tough spot, but I kind of feel like James and Cynda are not going to want that. They're going to want to try to do everything for themselves. Oh, okay. Their honeymoon is over. I figured this was going to happen. No, we're just going to cancel it and end it. Oh, so I guess they can't be out to a restaurant for that? Well, that's kind of stupid. All right, so just like that, they're back at the castle. So now that they are back, I feel like, you know, they're looking all tan and Tartosi-y, like they just came from the beach. I feel like they're going to come in and talk about their vacation and share the big news. Oh, and we're greeted by Bruno's dog poo. Oh, lovely. So what I did with Bruno, which reminds me, we're going to have to move him into their house, but I moved him in to the cottage with Gavin because, you know, Gavin spent a lot of time with him and was close with him. And yeah, if you can't tell, Noel and Nivea enjoyed their honeymoon as well and are expecting their 8th child. I'm not sure how many of you thought that might happen, but Cynda's announcing her pregnancy to her mom, by the way, which is actually pretty hilarious considering the state Nivea's in. But yeah, I'd always planned to do that. Oh, and look, there's Noel. Have her announce it to him as well. Share the big news. But yeah, that had always been my plan because we had to resolve the whole thing of like there being a legitimate heir for King Noel because none of his previous children would be able to do it because they were born out of marriage. So my plan was always, oh, that's so sweet seeing these two hug. They've been through a lot together. And she's such a daddy's girl. But yeah, back to what I was saying. We had to resolve that And my plan had always been that once Nivea and Noel were able to get back together, that I would allow them to have one more baby to take care of the whole royal heir issue. Not to mention, I feel like I'm going to have Nivea, almost forgot I can control her too, also announce her pregnancy. But yeah, not to mention, we know Noel has always been so much about his kids, and I think it was quite hard for him to basically have his kids grow up without him. I mean, he spent a lot of time with them, as much as he could, but it isn't the same as being able to actively raise your child. So I think he would be thrilled that he can finally be a proper dad to this baby. And also poor Nivea, like, she had to raise those 7 kids all on her own. So I think she's probably thrilled to be able to share this now with her husband. But okay, now that everyone's caught up, we do need to move these 2 out. So as I shared in the last episode, I decided to do the Tiana, Jen, and San Myshuno. So I definitely wanted to go to the spice market. I just felt like that fit the vibe the best, especially with food and the whole culinary thing being so important for this Jen. And my plan is to eventually build Tiana's place either here and just take the place of the Stargazer Lounge, or I think you can build up on top of this building. One of those places. That's my plan for that. And so I looked at the apartments that were here, and none of them really suited what they would need. I think if it was just Tiana, James, and Cynda, we could maybe make it work, but I do want them to have one more child together. So I decided to build a house here on this lot. So they're actually going to be living in a little house in San Myshuno. And the way I thought that I would do this is we would sort of make it like the house was a gift from her parents, but they're not giving them any money. So what I'm going to do is turn on the free real estate cheat, and then we can move them into this house. But after that, they are on their own. And if you know me, been on my channel a while, I don't like to play like this. I hate playing poor. I really, really do. But I think for this Jen, it really does make sense. Okay, so they are at their new house. And it's apparently much colder here than it was in Windenburg or in Tartosa. So yeah, this is the new home. Let me kind of zoom out so you can see. So the outside part, the shell part, was mostly already done. I got off the gallery and then I just added this little addition back here. But I wanted to make sure it fit in with the other buildings, so I gave it the same kind of brick as this restaurant here. I also thought it being right next to a restaurant was perfect, because when Tiana gets older, she is meant to work in a restaurant, and I thought we could sort of pretend that is the restaurant that she works in. But as you can see, yeah, they are in the city, in the Spice District, which I think is perfect for the Tiana Jen. But yeah, it's just, it's kind of a modest little house, but let's go ahead and take a look around. So as you go in the entrance, there's this little stairway here, and this is meant to be a family portrait, but it's on kind of a ridiculous pose because of my gallery poses. Okay, it's good enough for now, I guess. But yeah, as you come in here, this is just the little living room area here. Like I said, definitely more modest than what they've been living in the past. And then through this door, what I thought that this would be is I thought I would make this like a toddler room, because there's quite a bit of space. And then upstairs is where Cynda and James's bedroom is. And of course, I had to make a little area for the baby. And of course, it is green because Tiana's color is green. And then on the other side of the stairway, there's another area that can be a bedroom. And so what I thought I would do for this is when Tiana becomes a child, this could be her bedroom area. And by then, hopefully she'll have a little brother or sister, and then we could put them in this room. But I thought we would build that as it comes because it's a little more challenging that way, but also I just didn't feel like building all of it. And I also want to make sure that I have James join the military career. He's going to start out as a raw recruit, making 26 simoleons an hour. We are starting from the bottom. But these two don't seem to mind. I mean, sure. He's got 2 days before he has work though, so we're gonna have to figure something out in terms of money. And then what I thought I would do for Cynda is have her do like odd jobs. Oh, I didn't show you this area, sorry. Anyway, as you go in, if you go this way, this is where the kitchen and the dining room area are. And there's also just a little, oh, I never built the bathroom either. Whoops. But upstairs, they have their own little bathroom too. So for now, at least they have one bathroom. Oh, he can't cook a meal. They're gonna have to get quick meals because they don't have any money. But yeah, I think this is gonna be such a cute area for Tiana, and I just love how lively it is. I've never actually had any Sims live in this part of the city before. I also thought that another way that we could have Cynda make money is in the movie, Tiana's mom is a seamstress, and we can't really do that in the game, but we do have knitting. So I thought about also having her knit and sell the things that she knits also. So I figured for her, we'll just have her do some odd jobs and do a little knitting. And since we're at 0 simoleons, they're gonna have to start doing some odd jobs tomorrow. All right, so it's the next morning. I did have Cynda call her OB and choose natural delivery because I have the realistic birth mod and I thought that would be fun to do for this, but I also want her to check out these odd jobs that are available. I sent James out jogging because he does have to do that for his job. All right, so let's see what we could have Cynda do. Okay, so this one's cooking. I'm hosting this huge annual beach bash, and I'm pretty sure more people are going to show up than last year's. Totally going to need someone to bring some extra Kahlua pork, or else there's no way I'm going to be able to make enough food to feed everyone. But do we have to buy the pork? Because, like, we don't have money for that. Oh, if we were doing Tiana right now, this would be perfect. Frogs for research. Oh no, I feel like we may have run into a glitch. In her job panel, it says she cooked Kahlua pork, but there's no option to take any, and I don't see it in her inventory. Oh, okay, there we go. I just wasn't being patient enough. Apparently, it takes a very long time. Mail Kahlua pork to customer. We got it, and it's only 11 a.m. Shoot, I just realized too, we were supposed to move Bruno back in. So I'm gonna do that. Of course, now we have to get Bruno's supplies in the house. So I kind of looked around. I was thinking about maybe having Cynda collect, but I don't think there's really much in the way of collectibles in San Myshuno, at least not that I can see. So I'll probably just go ahead and let her get started on the whole knitting thing. Oh, why do these auto feeders have to be so expensive? They're so handy though. Fine, we'll give him one of these little tree stump ones. We can always buy one of those later when we have more money. Let's get him a little burger toy too. I feel like it's the least we can do since we sort of forgot about him. And luckily, it would appear that knitting is one of the cheapest skills that you can have your sim do. All right, Cynda, I'm sure you're gonna be really bad at it. But go and get started on your knitting. We'll start with a green one because you're having a baby Tiana. So while Cynda does her knitting, I have James in here cooking some cupcakes because this little thing here, it's a mod by Ravishing, but it basically replaces the big, lunky, awkward cupcake machine. I thought maybe he could make some cupcakes and sell them because he's got decent cooking skills as well. Oh boy, 9 whole simoleons. Lucky us. We need everything we can get. And hey, buying that little hamburger toy for Bruno was a success. He's really enjoying that. Bruno's so stinking cute. So James is in the kitchen cooking dinner. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to have Cynda invite Doc and Crystal over to have dinner with them, so it can sort of be a little unofficial dinner party. Everyone is coming over. Hopefully just Doc and Crystal. We're not made out of money. We can't feed the whole neighborhood. But yeah, Crystal is here, and as you can see, she has a belly to match Cynda's. So the thing with Doc and Crystal, remember how when we had the big birthday party at the cottage and they snuck off to woohoo in Nivea's bed? Well, this was the result. And I found it out when it was time for the wedding. But I didn't want her to have the baby at that point, so what I did was I took her pregnancy back to where she wasn't showing, and I paused her pregnancy. So as you can see here, Crystal's last name is LaBeouf. And if you have watched The Princess and the Frog, you know that Tiana's best friend is Charlotte LaBeouf. When I made Crystal, I actually tried to make her look a lot like Charlotte. So my plan all along has been that Doc would have a little girl with Crystal. And that little girl would be Charlotte. Because to me, I thought Doc would be a good modern day Big Daddy. Okay, yeah, I guess Gail must be in college because he keeps calling her about Foxberry stuff. But anyway, you know, Charlotte's blonde, he's blonde, Crystal's blonde, but also I could see Doc ending up very wealthy because Doc is a genius. He is a computer whiz, and I feel like a good modern day equivalent to an oil magnate or whatever Big Daddy was supposed to be is a big tech giant. And so that's what I thought I would do for this gen. And that is why when she did get pregnant from that woohoo, I was like, no, like it's too soon because I want the babies to be the same age or close to the same age. So instead of it being best friends, they're going to be cousins. And I know some of you mentioned one of her cousins being Charlotte, and it was so funny because in my mind I'm thinking, yes, I kind of have plans for that, but I didn't want to give it away. So hopefully you guys like that little plot twist. It really was something I had planned all along, but then the game decided to take it up a notch and just have them do that on their own. So I am going to very soon move Doc into, I think, one of the penthouses here in San Myshuno so that their kids grow up in the same city. I was like, what is going on? It's just Cynda freaking out about the thunderstorm. And the poor girl has to throw up right after she ate. I feel like pregnancy is harder on some Sims than others. I don't think Nivea had a really hard time with it that I remember, but it sure seems like Cynda's having a hard time with it. I think this is like the third or fourth time she's thrown up. Take a... What? I've never seen that before. No, honey, you need to clean that. But I do like that it looked like James and Doc were having a nice conversation with each other. This is perfect. Prince James, which I need to just change it to James, by the way. I don't think Prince fits much anymore. James's sentiments about Dev and Doc, it's perfect. He thinks he's admirable, which I could see, like I said, Doc, in my mind, he's accomplishing a lot for being so young. And Doc thinks that James is proper and polite, which definitely fits him as well. I also was thinking that I should have James start being the one to cook like he is, because part of Tiana's story is, oh, that was adorable, is that, you know, part of her love for cooking comes from her dad. Okay, this is really cute. It's like they're both talking about their pregnancy bellies. Future best friends inside their bellies. Poor Cynda, she, like I said, she's definitely struggling with this pregnancy. But I'm glad they're having a chance to catch up with each other. And I figured those of you who really like Doc, and I know some of you did, this is good for you because, like, you know, we spent a lot of time with Gavin with Cynda's teen phase, and now we're going to spend a little bit more time with Doc. Now that the guests are gone, Cynda and James are enjoying a little bit of private time with each other. You know, obviously they're both excited about the new baby. I could have sent her to get a ultrasound, but I didn't think about it. Plus, we didn't really have that much money to spend, and I think it does cost like 75 simoleons. So I'm going to let you do a quick little woohoo with each other, because I know how much you guys enjoy it, and who knows how much time there's going to be for that once the baby comes. And she is, I believe, she is in her 3rd trimester now. Yeah, so it should be happening pretty soon. But after that, I do think tomorrow, yeah, at work in 8 hours, it's going to be James's first day, so I'm just going to have them go to sleep after that. Okay, we just got the notification that Nivea had her baby, and as you can see, I did change her name to Queen Nivea because she is a queen now. And it looks like she and King Noel had a boy, which is perfect because they only had 2 boys before and 5 girls. So I'm sure they're quite happy about this. It's going to be Prince, obviously. I mean, this is the crown prince at that. And I feel like since it's Nivea and Noel, they need an N name. So how about Prince Nicholas? I think that, oh, is that too many? Okay, let's spell it like that. So we'll just do that. Or we could go for Nicholas. Let's just do that. Prince Nicholas Charming. So Cynda, not only are you about to have a baby girl, you also have a baby brother now. All right, so it's the next night. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I feel like Cynda is going to be going into labor anytime. So today, James ended up getting a promotion at work. And what I did with Cynda, oh, there we go. I called it. What I did with Cynda was I had her do another odd job. I had her do like a rabbit hole one. I think it was like packing boxes or something like that. Anyway, so that's pretty much what happened. It wasn't really too exciting. I also figured out that for James's job, it's going to work out really well where we're at. And I promise I never even thought about this, but he has to keep improving his fitness skill to get a promotion. Well, we are like right close to this basketball hoop here. So basically for today's, I just had him go and dream big, and he was ready to go for his job. Now, I think he'll probably end up missing work tomorrow, unfortunately, because the realistic birth mod, it takes a while for the baby to come. So I feel like Tiana won't be here before it's time for James to work, but I think he really, really wants to be there for the birth of his daughter. And like, I totally feel like he would. I just don't see James missing that. And it's kind of nice anyway, because the other thing he needed for work was to march around. He only got about halfway through that. Oh, and I meant to say, I did, with the bonus money that James had and with Cynda made with her odd job, I did build them a little rudimentary bathroom down here. So at least they have that. James is up here like panicking about Cynda being in labor. So what I'm going to do is, she wants to clean, but honey, you're in labor. It's time to have your baby. We are going to have the baby at the hospital. We're going to join her, and we are also going to have her take Prince James. I almost clicked Gale. Can you imagine? Like inviting your ex to come and, you know, witness the birth of the baby you have with your now husband. All right, so they are at the hospital. Most of you by now have probably seen this mod. Very interesting outfit there, Cynda. Like, I don't know where I know that this is probably part of the scrubs, but like, I don't know where the tights are coming from because she has no outfits that have those tights. So I do know, I'm going to turn headline effects on because it is much easier to see what's going on with this part if the headline effects are on. We are looking for a obstetrician. Okay, Cherry Magnolia is one, and she looks like she's got a little bun in the oven herself. So she's going to be really sympathetic to us. So I'm going to try to work with Cherry Magnolia here. But yeah, I think they usually give you a couple choices. Like it says that Tori's an obstetrician. Dr. Tony Thunderhop looks like she's just an EA standard doctor. But we could choose between these two. But I'm going to have her go for Cherry because I feel like Cherry would be the one that's going to be most helpful. So we're first going to have her ask for an epidural, and we're also going to ask her to check our dilation. Okay, go back and ask her for an epidural, hon. I feel like you will feel a lot better. Oh my. I think that was Cynda. And also James, yeah, you're supposed to be coming in here. You need to be there to support your wifey. And that would be a very James thing to do anyway. Of course, Cynda's already ready for bed. I mean, it is 10:30 at night. So then, yeah, they just give her a little epidural. And when I play it offline, every now and then it doesn't work. So you have to kind of watch the moodlets and make sure that it worked. Because if not, then they're still in pain. I mean, she's still in pain anyway, but... Yeah, see, this one worked. This is pain relief. Finally, some pain relief. And normally I would have her go and take a walk or use the hospital ball, which, speaking of, I don't think they're automatically in here. I think I have to add one. But she is tired, so I'm going to let her sleep a little bit first. Yeah, it's this thing. And that will help her labor go faster. What is she trying to do? I don't know why she's trying to see what's happening. Honey, you're having a baby. That's what's happening. Oh, Kinola's here. Maybe she wanted to go see her daddy. Maybe Nivea is still in the hospital somewhere since she just had little Prince Nicholas. That's what we're going with. I'd have her go talk to him, but like, she's so tired. It looks like Prince James already found a place to sleep himself. You can go sleep on a regular bed too. Oh, maybe he can't. Oh, you know what? I don't think he can. So I remember off camera, what I did was I added like a single bed so that the dad could sleep. This hospital's not being very family friendly here, and we are all about family friendly. Most of the time. Let's just go all out and buy one of these expensive beds. It's a hospital. It's their money. And now he can sleep in the same room as Cynda, which I really like. Alright, so Cynda just woke up, so I'm going to... She wants to clean, but no, sweetie. I'm going to have you exercise to kind of get the labor going. Yeah, Cynda is not loving life right now. I keep looking for James, and I do not see a place for him to take paternity leave, so I hope it just automatically does it. Especially since this says he's at work. Another thing that helps with this mod is going on a walk. There it is. Go for a walk. So yeah, it just makes the sim kind of walk around like that. And her belly has gotten huge. She is 5 centimeters dilated, so she's about halfway there, which isn't too bad. It's 5 in the morning though. James is up. I do wonder if I never have my Sims take paternity leave, so I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Oh, it says holiday. Oh, is today Thanksgiving? It's Harvest Fest. I love that. I love that Tiana will be born on Harvest Fest. Yeah, I love the idea of little Tiana being born on Harvest Fest because it's sort of a more like food-oriented holiday. I think that's perfect. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. In the middle of Cynda's walk, James came over and decided to be all sweet with Cynda. All right, let's see what we find out. And the realism with this mod is like so cool. 9! Oh my gosh, she's so close. Girl, go take yourself for a walk really quick. I know you're hungry, but we're almost there. He wants to go kiss her hands. He's just wanting to be all sweet with her. Talk to one of our obstetricians to go into labor. Okay, did I not just talk to you? Oh my gosh, you guys are making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Cinderella has learned that Cherry is a medical intern at I Fell Down, a wellness center. I don't know how I feel about it being an intern. There's James. All right, James, can you like get a little closer? I thought that the dad automatically came over. Oh, that was actually kind of quick. It's a girl. So I didn't put too much thought into the name we would use. I figured we would just go with Tiana because that is a name that you would hear in modern day times. So I'm just going to name her Tiana. Tiana Louie. Do we get to meet her? The doctor has prepared the birth certificate. She's the wrong color, but you know, we can fix that when she becomes a toddler. I so wish that they would get that right, though. But don't you worry, next episode, we will be aging Tiana up to a toddler probably right away, and obviously I'll fix her skin tone then. Alright, so we are back from the hospital with little baby Tiana, who does not look like baby Tiana right now, but we will definitely be fixing that at the beginning of the next episode. And I will also be giving her her toddler makeover at that time. Here's hoping that one of these days the game will fix that skin tone glitch. Don't forget to like the video. If you did enjoy it, it does let me know that this is the type of content you enjoy. Also, don't forget to drop a comment below. I always love hearing what you have to say. It honestly does make my day. And let me know in the comments if you're excited that little Tiana is finally here. I'll see y'all later. Bye.